not feeling?
Simone.
What's
got
that
the
story?
cute face, got the body. The conversation is trash.
Really?
He's a bad man.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Simone and David's interaction. We're going to talk about get a little bit closer. Let's look a bit closer at the interaction. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, you share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you. Stay locked and stay loaded, baby. All right, you got the minerals. You all got the minerals. Don't forget as well, grab your merchandise, you know. Send them back to the manufacturer, you know. Grab your merchandise, you know. All right, let's get into the video. So, let's look at the interaction. So, I did a part one of this, and I spoke about Simone's guard being up and the fact that she asked very closed questions. I actually wanted to look a bit closer at the interaction with David. I really like David. I told you from the very beginning, if women are opening their eyes up, they will see David as a great guy and see him as a very viable I want to love. But if you are looking at the competition and looking at men as just a desirable in terms of the energy they put out in terms of being an alpha traits and stuff like that, you're gonna not see this guy, man. And this guy seems like a really good guy. So there was interaction between Simone and David, to which David at the end said to Tommy that, you know, that Simone's conversation is trash, you know, and the reason why he could say something like
I was wondering you were cockeyed.
Yeah.
that is because when your focus of a conversation is not on trying to be open and be understanding rather than just knowledgeable. I said this in the last interaction. I said, if you ask questions just to be knowledgeable and not to understand, you are not trying to find out the depth of the person. The person will feel like you're not really trying to get to know me. You're interrogating me, because an interrogation's purpose is to acquire knowledge.
The one-on-one, it was like I was being interrogated. But then I found out she was a lawyer. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, they already have an idea in their mind, so they interrogate you to establish this knowledge that they think they have of you, right? But the whole point of being open is to have a knowledge and an understanding of the person, okay? And you ask certain questions that bring about the understanding. You give the person room to speak. So with David and Simone, when they were talking and sitting down and talking, David asked an open-ended question. He said, "What are you about?" Now that's an open question. That's a take it where you like kind of question. That's a wicked, you can go around the mill a little bit and tell us a little story about yourself kind of question. That's a be a bit creative about what you're going to answer right now. And then you can ask me back and say, hey, look, that's me. What about you? You know, what is David?
I'm trying to connect. I'm trying to see, like, you know, what are you about?
Right? Tell me a little bit more about David. Who is he? Like, what's David's story? How do I get to know more about David? Like, I hear the country accent. Where have you come from? What's the area that you're from? Okay, he says you're from this area. Okay, fantastic. What was that like? See, these things are open. Now, my first question I even said when I said, where are you from, right? It's a closed question, actually, in a sense. Where are you from? I'm from the country. Oh, okay. So whereabouts in the country from? Okay, this thing. Oh, okay, great. Like, so have you lived there long? Like, da-da-da. It's still closed, right? These are closed questions, but what you're allowing for the person is to kind of answer it. So, okay, cool. I've been here for 5 years, da-da-da-da. It's nice and short, yeah? Okay, great. So tell me a little bit more. What was it like living there? Boom! Open-ended question. So you've hit him with 2, 3 closed questions, and boom! Hit him with an open question. Let him have that backhand right there. But unfortunately, Simone didn't really do that. Yeah, she went into her lawyer mode. Yeah, so her very first words when she's even answered that question was,
Absolutely. Well, thank you for giving me this time. Okay.
Thank you for giving me the time, Your Honor. That's all it was missing. Do you hear it? Thank you for giving me this time, Your Honor. That's all she was missing, right? Because that's what it sounds like when you're in a courtroom. Thank you, Your Honor, for giving this time to speak now. Let me just address the people in the court. You're not in the courtroom. You are out and open in a sociable setting. Do you see how the lawyer thing is bleeding into her interaction? and she's struggling here, right? And I don't think she's a bad girl. I really don't think she's a bad girl at all. I think she just needs to loosen up, right? And she needs to be able to find the line of balance so that when she's talking to someone, she's not bleeding in her lawyership, but she's actually allowing herself to interact with that person freely. And so when she said that, I was like, okay, that's the lawyership coming through. And then, you know, she asked again, do you like travel? And then she asked a second closed question, but it's the tone and the energy. Do you have a passport? Yeah, but that asking the question, do you have a passport, is it's not needed, because you can actually ask another question around it. Oh, okay, where's the last place that you traveled to? He might say, I only traveled to Alabama, or he might say, I only traveled to New York. Oh, like, okay, fantastic. And how was your time there? Great, it was nice. Da, da, da. Okay, have you ever been outside of US? Then you find out if he's got a passport or not by saying that, oh yeah, last time I traveled outside the US was a couple of years ago. And if you want to find out about the passport, and he says, okay, last time I traveled was like 10 years ago. All right. Oh, and any particular reason why you haven't traveled out since then? Because I'm a bit of a traveler, so I'm interested. He might say, oh, you know, it's I've just never had the time, blah 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 blah, etc. etc.
Time. Okay, so you like to travel?
Yeah, we try.
Yeah, a passport.
I go to yes, I do.
Okay, that's good.
Actually,
cool. Passport is knowledge. I want you to understand this. Passport is knowledge, it's not understanding. You getting an answer whether he has a passport or not is not understanding. It only brings knowledge. Because once you found out he's got a passport, and so what next? What if he doesn't like travel? What if he doesn't like traveling in general? That's the reason why. You know, like, so I mean, it's a question that's unnecessary. It's to bring knowledge, not to bring understanding of the person. Yeah, it's a criteria. It's your tick list. It's not needed. It's an unnecessary question. You can take it out. You know, ask questions around that. When's the last time you traveled? Okay, cool. Where did you travel to? How was that like? What was the interesting sights that you saw there? You know, what kind of experiences have you picked up since being there? Oh, okay. Did you taste the food that was out there? You know, oh, okay. Well, what would you say is your favorite type of food that you tasted when you were there? You know, like it's just simple things like that. You know, oh man, I'm just, you know, yeah. So I can understand why it was like an interrogation for him. You know, the passport situation, she asked it several times. People, I don't see why I need to keep asking that question. And then obviously she dropped a bit of Spanish. Now listen.
Prostitutas.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I used to live in DR.
Oh, they thought you were one?
You drop a bit of Spanish. This should be sexy. You drop a bit of Spanish. This should be sexy, bruv. You drop a bit of Spanish. This should be sexy. But it wasn't. And the reason why it wasn't sexy is simply because my girl had ulterior motives behind it. So, you know, when she was saying, obviously, prostituta, it's like, what? Why are you accusing me of prostitute? And even that, say it as a joke. The tone, the energy, the vibe, the way you said it didn't really sound like a joke in it. So for my man, it's gonna be offensive, right? That's why he replied with a half joke, offensive comment back to her.
Oh, they thought you were one?
Because he was offended by that. Wait, hold on a minute. I'm going to DR and all you think about is prostituta. How about saying obviously, oh, I went to DR and it was that. That's why he said to her, look, you went to DR and they thought you was a prostituta. Like, he was rude. It was actually rude what he said. It was very rude. But I think he was offended by what she had said. All she had to say was, listen, oh, you went to the DR. Okay, I went to DR and it was amazing. Connect. Why are you not connecting? He's gone to a DR. You've been to DR. Connect with him on the DR. Why did you connect with him on the prostituta part? Because you're trying to find out knowledge, not understanding. You're trying to find out whether he went there for bad intentions rather than good intentions for you, to decipher whether he's a good kind of guy, rather than actually letting him trip up by letting him speak. You're trying to trip him up with questions. No. Trip him up with what he answers. Do not trip him up by asking questions. Trip him up by letting him speak. So you ask questions, but you let them speak. As they're speaking, he's going to speak into his oblivion, or he's going to speak into his truth. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says, let their words condemn you or free you. It is what you're saying that you will learn what you need to learn about this guy. So when she didn't do that and was saying about prostitution, it was an accusation almost, okay, for the brother. He was offended, you know? And so when and then she was saying something else in Spanish, what you're looking at. And then he said, obviously.
Look, I know none of those words.
Que tu miras, what you looking at?
Oh, okay. I'm looking at you right now.
I'm looking at you. turn it around. So, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know. Okay. So I mean, did you have you learned any Spanish? Like, open up the questions, darling. Right now, it's a bit stiff. Yeah, it's a bit heavy.
A political crinkum.
Yeah. So he's struggling to interact with her. Yeah. And so that's why he made a face. After he's I'm looking at you. It didn't back.
Looking at you right now.
Good. Okay.
She was closed off. Yeah, which is funny because when she was talking to Rashid, she had bars for days. Oh, she had bars.
I have one.
So let me ask you this: what brought you to Houston?
Love.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay, did you find it?
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm looking at you, Rashid. I'm looking at my husband right now. Da-da-da. Okay, so you have got a light side of you. So what happened? Did you get nervous here? Do you just not like this guy? Do you not find him attractive? Something's happened. That's why you're not able to interact with David the way you needed to. So I think again, I think we're seeing Simona. I see where she's got a lot of work to unravel this guard in this scenario. But it's very tough because you're basically in a speed dating scenario. So I can understand why the guard doesn't go down immediately. It's understandable. But yeah, guys, make sure you like, you share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you and like what we're doing. We've got put a ring on it soon coming as well. Probably do it on Tuesday, not Monday. So guys, like, share, subscribe. Appreciate you. Stay locked, stay loaded.